Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey, that was an abrupt ending. I am Sydnee A. I am your host of Learned in Go-Go, the podcast, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And I'm so excited. It is Thanksgiving Eve, so thank you to everybody who is hopping on with me. I am just going to stand up for 1 second, so excuse if you see anything that's like unsightly because my book is right out of my reach. So hold on 1 second. Okay, that wasn't too bad. But I wanted to say I'm the host and the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned to Go so that you can see the visuals here. Yay, everybody is hopping in the comments. I love you guys. It is so great to see Lizzie. Thank you. Kyler is here. Hey. And so is Mortimer Deadfellow. Good to see you, my friends. I hope you guys are having a fantastic night. Oh, thank you. Kyler is on chapter 5 of the book now. I really hope you're enjoying it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit tonight. So thank you. Thank you again to everybody that has gotten a copy of my book. I really appreciate you guys. I know I tell you, but I feel like I just need to keep telling you. Thank you. Lizzie says, hey. So tonight, I'm super glad you guys are joining me because typically, oh gosh, I've got a new roller chair. So if I go flying off screen, I apologize. But typically, the night before Thanksgiving is the biggest bar night of the year. I have no idea why. You would think Thanksgiving night would be because that's after you've spent all day with your family, you might want to go get a drink, but apparently it's the night before. Maybe it's like pre-gaming, like getting ready for that family time the next day. Because I guess after you eat, you get the food coma and then you don't want to go out. But I remember when I used to work in the bars, like it was packed the night before. It was like totally cuckoo crazy. I'm going to close my Facebook so that if I get messages, they're not going to ding. Okay. So have you guys ever gone out the night before Thanksgiving? Hey, Johnny's here. Hiya. Hey, buddy. Thanks for hopping on. Have you guys ever gone out the night before Thanksgiving to go out drinking and enjoy that biggest bar night of the year? If you have, put it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And if you haven't, if you just have a really good bar story that you want to share, I would love to hear that too, because it came up in my Facebook memories again. I have a funny night before Thanksgiving going out drinking story. But first, I'm going to take a little sip of my drink for tonight. I'm not going out drinking, but I'm drinking with you guys. So cheers to that. If you guys ever are on the Saturday program in Thailand, feel free to join me. Okay. So I believe it's been 6 years ago now that Dave and I went out to see our favorite local band, LeCompte. If you're from the Philly area, you might be familiar with Mike. We love Mike. We had LeCompte play our wedding reception. It was a freaking party. It was freaking awesome. So we decided we're going to go out, go see Mike play. I got wrecked, like hammered. And I'm pretty sure we took an Uber. I don't think we made our kids the Uber that night, because that's the best thing about having kids with driver's licenses. It's like, guess who's driving, mom and dad? So we go out half hammered. I was wearing this, it was like a sweater dress and it had like the crisscross across the top. I was feeling myself, had my boots on, feeling all cute. Woke up the next day. Like I remember coming home. I remember getting into my comfies, getting ready. I wake up the next morning and the dress is gone. Gone. I couldn't find. I looked in the clothes baskets. I looked under the bed. I looked in the bathroom. looked on the chandelier at that point, like, where did it go? Right? This went on for days. I even was out going through the trash in the, it was like, what? It got to be a Facebook, like saga because I was posting about this missing dress. And my one friend's like, you left it at the bar. I'm like, first of all, Dave would never allow that to happen. I'm like, second of all, I vividly remember getting changed when I got home. The dress came home with me. So try to, you look in the freezer because like nothing makes sense. It just had evaporated. So finally, I can't remember exactly how long it was after that night, but I was going through my laundry basket and it was stuffed inside the sleeve of a hoodie. Sober Sydnee has no idea why that happened. I'm sure drunk Sydnee had a very good reason, but I have it. So every year when it gets to be the night before Thanksgiving, I remember the dress saga and I just start cracking up because it was absolutely, it was just so weird. It just had evaporated and you start really questioning your sanity. Like when you're looking in the freezer for your dress, it's kind of like, what did I drink that night? So I want to hear Kyler's story about the missing boot. It says, me and my missing boot. There's definitely a story there. Lizzie says, must hide cute dress. Exactly. Like, what was I thinking? Like, did I think maybe somebody said something to me at the bar that made me think they were going to come steal my dress, so I had to keep it hidden? I don't know. But it was just really funny. And Mortimer says, I have that happen with creatures and costumes. You've lost creatures. That seems to be like something that would be really hard to hide, or like a full costume. Where did you find them? I wanted to hear like these stories. There has to be more to the story. But yeah, that was the last time we went out the night before Thanksgiving because it's absolutely crazy. And there's, you got to be careful because the other people on the road, you want to make sure that you're safe and no one's going to run into you because there's a lot of amateurs. But yeah, I remember like it was always a night we always wanted to work at the bars when I danced because they'd be packed with people. And like Kyler says, have to be drunk to deal with the relatives. It's funny. Do you guys usually have beverages with Thanksgiving dinner? Or is Thanksgiving dinner a sober time and then you might have a cocktail after? What is your tradition as far as that goes? Sometimes I found them again and you never found them again and had to remake the whole thing. How do you lose a full creature? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like on the set or in your house? Because if it was on the set, I would start like wondering if somebody was walking off with them. If it's in your house, maybe Lizzie's messing with you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. Yeah, like growing up, my parents don't drink. They don't, they never drank. So that was never anything. Like even going to my grandparents, we didn't like ever have alcohol with dinner. But now, when I got older, I tried to do the wine thing, but wine and I do not get along. Like it's always good, that first little bit, and then it messes with my head in a different way. So I do not do that. But I might take like a schmancy wine glass and put my vodka and sparkling water in it so I feel schmancy during dinner. But we usually, like this year or tomorrow, we're planning on having dinner between 2 and 3. We like to eat earlier, watch football, then you can have the snackies later from the leftovers and chillax, kind of thing. Oh, good. Here's the story. Okay, with Kyler in the boot. Last year, I came home late from a concert. I'd been standing all night, and when I got home, boots came off. I'll deal with them tomorrow. And apparently, I was so tired, the boots somehow got under the couch. I bet you kicked it off. I bet you kicked that shit and it went under the couch like, see ya. Because I've done that before too. Like right now, there's just things, I swear it's like ghosts. In my old house, when I was with my first husband, when we bought the house, it was owned by a woman who was married to this doctor who was really well known in the area because he sold fen-phen, if you remember that diet drug. But they were in the middle of a nasty divorce and he mysteriously died. I swear she offed him. And there was a pool outside and it had the cover on. I'm like, when we take the cover off, we're going to find him floating in that pool. Like I was just convinced, but that didn't happen. The pool was like completely busted anyway. But anyway, so every time something happened in the house, I would say it was the doctor. Like I literally watched this candle that I have jump off of the piece of furniture and smash on the ground. And like I was missing my car keys and I found them in a plastic bag in a cabinet. Like the ghost was messing with me. So even now, I'm missing a portable charger, like just things just that you wouldn't walk away from and just put somewhere crazy. So yeah, it was a little nutty. Oh, hey Charles, thank you for joining us tonight. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. We are talking Thanksgiving. We are talking boozing it up the night before Thanksgiving. So if you have any stories of some silly things that may have happened when you get a little too drunk the day before Christmas, please share. And yeah, Lizzie says it was a fen that did him in. That was how he made all of his money, apparently. Now, this is just rumor. That's why I'm not using any last names. But when we bought the house, there was a detached garage, and in it were filing cabinets full of people's medical records. I'm like, I don't think that they were supposed to be left here. Like, I don't think that, and there were still envelopes of pills. I'm like, definitely, like lots of it, and it all got disposed of because I wasn't going to mess with that stuff. Like that messed up a whole lot of people. Murderer says reminds me of Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. I saw Funny Farm in the theater, and me and my friend were like the only people in the theater to see that. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. That's right. And Johnny says, Back in Black. All right, I'll be singing that the rest of the night now. That'll be my song that I plank to in the morning. I've been doing this plank challenge, and I always use the song that I wake up with in my head to do my plank. So that will probably be stuck with me until tomorrow morning. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so I thought there was another. Okay, usually it's parts to a costume. I was seeing if there was more of the costume story. Let's see. Yep, Johnny is doing podcast jumping to show love to others as well. Absolutely, man. There's enough. Love is not pie. You're not going to run out by giving it to multiple people. So thank you, because when we support each other, all ships rise. So thank you for that. Yeah, but let's see, because like I kind of feel like we've been talking about Thanksgiving the last couple weeks. So yeah, Lizzie says we usually do early bird showings, so we're the only people in the theater. Love it that way. Absolutely. And our local theater on Tuesdays has discounted tickets and snacks. So if you can hit a matinee on discounted ticket day, it's a lot cheaper, like a lot cheaper. And I have the app too. I took my youngest on Saturday. We went and saw Wicked, and we went to the 11 a.m. show, and it was pretty packed because it's opening weekend of Wicked. But with the app, using my points, it was like half the price for the food. Because the food's ridiculous. And I mean, like, yeah, a large popcorn, it probably costs them about 5.5 cents, and they charge you $11 now for popcorn. There's no way that it costs anywhere near that. So, but we had fun. And I love going and having that theater experience. So when I can do that, especially for some of the more like action movies where it's like seeing that on the big screen is a lot more fun. And even with Wicked, the sound, of all of the music was really cool. Let's see. Johnny says, we cooked ours last night and had our own dinner. Oh, because we weren't invited to family. Well, that's sucky. And they can ingest a satchel of Richards is what they can do. I'm sorry. We're just going to have it with Dave and I and the kids and our mother-in-law tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. And then like my family is getting together, and my little sister, if you guys remember, she was on on her birthday, October 2nd. She was on the show. She's going to her birth family's Thanksgiving. So that'll be fun for her. I'm excited for her to go have that experience because that's the first time of doing Thanksgiving with that part of her, that branch of her family tree. So that's really cool. We kind of have had, Thanksgivings where it's been everybody or it's been like just a few of us, and it's all what you make it. You shouldn't only talk to people once a year. So whether, you're having the huge, big to do or whether it's just a couple of you, it's just, just taking a second to relax more than anything. Like, I love Dave and I cook together. We both do everything. So that's a lot of fun. I do the desserts, but like the meal part, we both do everything. And he's been brining the turkey for days. So it's going to be yum. Do any of you guys deep fry a turkey? Is that like something that you do? Because I see that happening and I'm scared. I would totally blow up the whole neighborhood. So I would not try that, but I'm curious how it turns out if that is something that you do. Lizzie says, I hope she has a great time. Me too. She's going to have fun. I'm sure she doesn't mind me sharing. It's only a few years ago that she met them for the first time, because she grew up with all of us. And so I'm really grateful that she got to connect with them and has a relationship with them too. I think it's awesome. So I'm happy for her to go do Thanksgiving there. Kyler says, nope. I'm guessing about the deep fried turkey. It's a nope. Lizzie says, we've had a deep fried turkey once at his sister's and it was really good. That's what I've heard about it. But like I said, I'm a little scared to try it. Truth be told, it took me years to turn on a gas grill because that scared me too. And now it's no big deal. So I probably, if I did learn how to do it correctly far away from my house, I probably would try it because I have heard it's really good. We've done, the different ways of cooking it. Like, I like when you get the butter and you go under the skin and you massage it in there and then you put more on top of it and then you baste it. So it's, that's some good stuff. And I made an apple pie. I bought a peach pie because I didn't have any peaches at my store. And I made the pumpkin dessert that's all ready to go for tomorrow. So that pumpkin dessert smells so good. And if it makes it till tomorrow, I'm going to be proud of myself because it's yum. Let's see. And Kyler says, I don't like deep fried turkey because it gets too dry for me. I bet there's a trick to keeping it from getting too dry. That would be my guess, but maybe not because I've never made one. And Lizzie says you just have to go really slow dropping it in. That's what all the videos that come out every year are, the person that cannonballs their turkey into the hot grease and it just... So you gotta ease it in there lovingly. That's the trick. Yes. And watch it. Safety first. Have an extinguisher nearby just in case, because that would be cuckoo crazy. So in the comments, everybody put, what is your favorite side dish that you're going to have tomorrow? What are you looking forward to tomorrow to go with? Because not everybody does a turkey. I know I have lots of friends who are doing the tofu turkey tomorrow. My grandmother refused to eat turkey. She had ham and she called it four-legged turkey because one year at Thanksgiving she choked on a turkey bone and she was could never eat turkey again. So she had ham every year. We'd have the turkey and then we'd have the ham too because my mom would not eat the turkey. But I'm looking forward to mashed potatoes. I mean, I have them a lot during the year, but there's something about the homemade buttery mashed potatoes that are bang. Okay, Lizzie, I'm dying. All right. So she put deviled eggs, which I think we forgot this year, but I could eat a whole dozen by myself. I have never made deviled eggs for Thanksgiving. I love deviled eggs. They are banging. So this year I decided that I'm making them tomorrow. I boiled the eggs today. So I love that you said deviled eggs because tomorrow will be the first deviled eggs for Thanksgiving that I'm doing. So I love that. And I could eat a whole dozen by myself too. So good. They are so good. And yes, mashed potatoes are a standard for sure. Do you guys like, okay, so first of all, stuffing or dressing, what do you call it? Because to me, I've heard stuffing is if it's in the bird, dressing is if it's in the pan. I make it in the pan, I call it stuffing. But I grew up with homemade stuffing. I think I've shared the oyster stuffing story before. Not a fan. But my mom used to make the homemade stuffing with all the poultry seasoning and stuff like that. And I never got into it. Like, she's a great cook. It just wasn't my jam. So I'm perfectly happy with some stovetop. I don't know if that makes me a little low class, but I like the stovetop for Thanksgiving. Um, but it's like one of those things. Sometimes we make a chicken casserole that has the stuffing on top, but other than that, it's one of those things you don't really eat ever, except on Thanksgiving. I don't think, at least not in my experience. Oh, Kyler's having twice baked potatoes. I'm going to Kyler's, everybody. I love twice baked potato. Pretty much there's no form of a potato that I don't like. I mean, vodka. But yeah, twice baked potatoes are banging. And that's another special occasion thing for the most part. Most people don't just have a twice baked potato on a random Tuesday. Unless you're fancier than I am. But let's see, Lizzie says, my mom always made stuffing from scratch and it was good. I'm lazier and 100% stovetop. Yeah, I think with me it was more the texture because it was the bread cubes and that and maybe like just poultry seasoning. I'm not big on. I don't know. Because she made a million other things that were amazing. I just was never a fan of the stuffing. So I'm glad that your mom's from scratch stuffing was good. That's awesome. Um, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with the stovetop. I like it. Do you get the chicken stovetop or the turkey stovetop? Because we go with the chicken stovetop even though we're having turkey. I never really dug maybe the turkey stovetop has that poultry seasoning in it. Maybe getting to the bottom of this mystery of why I don't like it. But yeah, what else? Put some more sides in the comments. Because when I was growing up, it was the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, cream corn, green beans. Sometimes they do the green bean casserole. Not my jam, with the onions on it. But then like we always had, my mom had this divided crystal bowl, so schmancy. And on one side was green olives and on one side was black olives. And then she had another crystal and you'd have to have the gherkins, the little pickles. And I think that was always like my favorite part as a kid was getting to eat olives and pickles because it was just so in those bowls, it was so schmancy to have these little pickins. And for years I bought gherkins, but like I just can't, they're too sweet now. I can't eat them anymore. But they always reminded me of Thanksgiving at my grandparents because I always thought that divided bowl with the olives was so schmancy. So we still do the olives and you got to have the biscuits on the side, like the Grand's biscuits. That flaky goodness. You have to have enough gravy to like float to the next town on. And let's see. Oh, baby dills. Yeah, we keep baby dills in the fridge all the time. Yes, they are awesome too. Same size, but not sweet. So that's awesome. Because I'm the only one that ate the gherkins when we got them anyway. But my husband's a huge pickle fan of dill pickles. So we always have the baby dills in the fridge that we could put them out. I wish I had my mom's schmancy bowls. I wonder what happened to them. My mom might have them. Like the stemmed crystal. I told you about how you have to get the stemmed crystal, very schmancy thing to put the jellied cranberry sauce in. It was like, oh, it just looks schmancy. There's something about getting the table all nice, and sitting down because we typically eat on TV trays in the living room. So everybody sitting at the table is special. Like, I think that to me means more than the meal, which of course, I am a food fan, so don't get me wrong, but just being able to spend that time together is what I enjoy the most about Thanksgiving. And then like the nap afterwards, because you're going to take a nap. If you do it right, you're going to be sleeping. So I look forward to that too. Um, yeah, that's all. Now I'm so hungry thinking about tomorrow. That is awesome. So let's see, what can we talk about that's not Thanksgiving? Because, like I said, we've been talking about Thanksgiving for a few weeks leading up to this. Um, and I know that some people have, like issues with family. So there's people that you definitely do not want to spend Thanksgiving with. So if you have any Thanksgiving horror stories, I would love to hear them too. You can put them in the comments. I don't really have any of those. Like I said, my mom choking on the turkey bone that's not good. And I don't remember that. I remember the story of that. So maybe that happened before I was born because I definitely don't have any recollection of that happening. But that's, I remember that for sure. And I feel like there was something else because, oh, I know one. So this isn't like about a bad relative, but it's just a funny Thanksgiving story. So my mom made the turkey and decided to hit self clean on the oven. And there was about, half an inch of turkey grease on the bottom of the oven. So the whole thing starts smoking. And, her dad was a fire chief. She, grew up. So she calls fire department. She's like, I don't need anybody. I was wondering if I could get some fans. It's just smoking. I just want to get the smoke out of the house. I don't need, nothing is on fire. It's just, I think they sent every fire engine in the county to our house. She was so embarrassed. I felt so bad for her because she just wanted to borrow a couple fans, but they all, sirens wailing and everything go flying. So yeah, don't self clean the greasy oven because that will get all very smoky. But yeah, that's the only thing that I remember Thanksgiving wise that happened that really was not what was planned. Because usually they go pretty good. Usually it's like, you get through dinner and you're like, oh, I forgot to make whatever. I always forget to take the coleslaw out of the fridge. That's my thing I forget every year. So, oh, hey, Erica's here. Hey, beautiful. Thanks for hopping on. Good to see you tonight. Awesome, awesome. So let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm like woefully unprepared tonight because I've just been having one of those weeks where my head is like firmly up my ass and like I'm trying to get things done and I turn around and it's an hour later and I can't even tell you what I did. Like, I don't know if it's the weather changing or just that time of year. Because once the holidays hit, it's like, I'd like to be cheery, but so let's see. Okay, Erica says, sorry I'm late. What are you talking about? Okay. So far, we have been talking about the night before Thanksgiving being the biggest drinking night in the bars of the year. We're talking about side dishes for Thanksgiving, and we're asking if you have ever fried a turkey or if you have a Thanksgiving horror story. I'm pretty sure that is everything we've been talking about so far. Yeah, I had a friend that had a dog and a cat. And the cat was my cat had 3 kittens and, he adopted one of the kittens. So the dog and the cat used to work in tandem, and the cat would jump on the table while they were eating dinner. And when you took the cat and you put it on the floor, the dog would sneak up and steal your plate and run in the corner and they'd share it. So I don't know if anybody's ever had a Thanksgiving story like that where a pet's gone and like stolen your food, because that's pretty funny too. Like if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I was just like, oh, that is teamwork. The 2 of them are working together for shenanigans. So Erica says, you think that would be Christmas Eve? Nope. Biggest bar night is Thanksgiving Eve, and the lusciest night of the year is New Year's. I would think it would be but I guess people don't really go out to bars on New Year's. So, I agree. The lusciest night, like the night most people are drinking, but not necessarily out and about, is New Year's. Because they have a lot of the celebrations where you can go and it's like a dance or they have bands playing and all. We always stay home New Year's Eve just because it's like I don't want to be on the road on New Year's Eve. So, like we'll have people over and then you're gonna stay, you know. But we like celebrating New Year's Eve at home. We like to play pool and, like watch the ball drop, which anymore it's not the same. Like I used to love Dick Clark's, like specials back in the day, and maybe I'm old and I'm just being nostalgic, but I think he did it the best when they would have the ball drop in New York. And I actually went to Times Square 2 years in a row to do that. And in 1995, I had such a blast that I went back in 1996 and it was terrible. So it's all who you wind up in the crowd with. And 95, it was like a great group of people. And then 96, it was a bunch of assholes. So, yeah, so it's a bar night. Yes. Thanksgiving Eve is the bar night more than parties and, like going, going to have people over. I mean, I guess people come over too because everybody's traveling for Thanksgiving. I'm sure that you hang out with your family the night before too. So that's cool. All right. Maybe we should do a little bit of smash or trash. So I've got my Spotify. If you are new to Smash or Trash, it's something that we started, it's probably been about a month ago. And I put my music on shuffle. Either, okay, whoever says it first, Learn to Go or Liked, which playlist should we do? And we shuffle. I tell you the song. If you like it, you smash it. If you don't like it, you trash it. And I used to play the song, and then I got my podcast muted because copyright and all that, which I completely respect. So now I'm just going to tell you what the song is rather than play it. So let's see. I just got a message saying, "Are you doing your podcast tonight?" Right now. Okay. Let's see here. Yep, and Erica says probably because everyone is getting together. It's also the busiest travel holiday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it absolutely is. They say Thanksgiving, more people are traveling than any other time for holidays. Yeah, so I don't know. They kind of rate it every year, though. Like sometimes they'll say that there's more people this year. I know, like obviously during COVID, there was barely anybody traveling because of the pandemic. So I'm sure it varies year to year how many people are traveling, but statistically, it is the busiest travel time of the year, which you would think would be Christmas, but I guess that not everyone celebrates Christmas. So, I mean, not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving, but I don't know. That's just what they say. All right. So, are we doing Liked or are we doing Learn and Go? Where's my YouTube people? It's like all of a sudden nobody on YouTube is commenting anymore. So I'm hoping that I'm still live on there. Let's see. All right, I'm about to pick. Or maybe there's just a delay. So I'll give it another minute and see if you guys pick. Oh, Lizzie's here. Cool. All right, Liked or Learned and Go? Which playlist should we do? I'm chewing my ice. I'm sorry. That's a very annoying habit. Hey, my sister here. Hey, Sissy, we were just talking about you. I must have conjured you up. We're talking about Thanksgiving, and I told everybody how you are having Thanksgiving with your birth family this year, and I think that's awesome that you get to go and hang out with them for Thanksgiving this year because that's super cool. Yay, and Erica's saying hi to my sissy. All right, so I'm just going to do Learn to Go because that's what I got open, and none of y'all are playing along. So I will take control of this and just do it. All right, so our first song for Smash or Trash. Hold on 1 second. Hello, my gorgeous friends. I'm so glad you're on here. Yay. That is one of my bestie friends. We met in college, and she's got some stories about me, I'm sure. But I'm so glad you're hopping on here. That's awesome. We're talking Thanksgiving. We're talking going out drinking the day before Thanksgiving. We're talking about side dishes. And now we are starting Smash or Trash. So I'm going to pick a song. And if you guys like it, you say Smash. And if you don't like it, you say Trash. So our first song is Numb by Linkin Park. I used to use that as my first song of the night for I don't even know how long. I would go on stage and it would be Numb by Linkin Park and it would be The Kill by 30 Seconds to Mars. That was like my opening set every night at work. So when I hear Numb, I get like a little tingle in my heart. Shannon says, a bunch. How did we stay alive? LOL. We had a guardian angel. We had to because we did some stupid shit. Yay, Carlin and Erica are saying hi. Erica is giving it a smash. Oh, hey, yay. All right, my sissy is hanging out with my brother and my sis and her new, should I pull a dad sissy and say your friend? Cool. And Lizzie saying, I think Smash, if it's the one I think it is, I'm going to start sending you links, sweetie. Like every time we have a show, because there's so many songs that you're not quite sure. And then I can send you, and then you can make a playlist. Or you should have the playlist because you bought my book. Or did you buy it on Amazon? Maybe that's why you don't have the playlist. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I want to play it so bad, but I don't want to get in trouble. So look it up. Look it up. It's a good song. All right, so our next song for Smash or Trash is Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. Classic song. I love it. So any of us of a certain age should be familiar with Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. I loved Def Leppard so much. I was going to marry Rick Savage, the bass player. I didn't care what anybody said. I had such a huge crush on him. I mean, anybody that knew teenage me knew I had a crush on like everybody, but yeah, loved me some Rick Savage and definitely loved Def Leppard. All right, so we have a smash from Erica, a smash from Shani, and smash-ish. I like that word, smash-ish. It's growing on me from Lizzie. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at smash-ish. That's fun to say. And Erica says, yeah, but I love Pyromania best. Pyromania is a great album too. And so is High and Dry. I love Me and My Wine. Like that song is just fun to sing. I was going to say something. Dang it. I had like a memory and it just left. I hate when you think of something and it just falls out of your ear. I feel like it had something to do with Shani and Def Leppard. Oh, I know what it was. Do you remember when we were in college and Two Steps Behind came out? Or it was out and we listened to the CD a lot, something like that. But we used to do the like acting like he was creeping because that song's like a stalker song. It's kind of like The Police, Every Breath You Take, that people were like, oh, it's such a sweet song. No, it's a stalker song. It is a song about stalkers. And that's what Two Steps Behind is too. So Eric is giving props to Rock of Ages. Very cool. Oh, So Severian made it. Hooray! I'm not going to say that's who messaged me asking when my podcast was, but it was. Ha! Just kidding. I'm so glad you're here. Awesome. We're playing Smash or Trash. So our next song is Bad Medicine by Bon Jovi. We're hitting all the hair bands tonight. I love this song because it reminds me of when it first came out. My best friend in the neighborhood growing up who passed away a few years ago, and I used to listen to this album into the ground. And there's a part in the video where they're like, if there's something better, baby, well, I haven't found it. And we used to act it out. So whenever I hear this song, it reminds me of her. So definite smash for me. Pretty much if it's on this playlist, it's going to be a smash because it's my playlist, in my opinion, or I wouldn't have put it on there. Let's see. Lizzie is giving it a smash. Awesome. and a smash from Erica, who also acted out that part. You know exactly what part I'm thinking of. And John Bon Jovi, not gonna lie, that man is aging very nicely. Um, he's he's still, pretty easy on the eyes in my opinion. Or some of the other members of Bon Jovi may not have aged quite as well. Um, but yeah, when I got that album, I got it for Christmas, and I was just so thrilled with it. Danielle said trash. No, that's so funny. Not a Bon Jovi fan, sis. That's okay. We can think differently about that. I know a couple songs on this list if they come up that she will definitely smash because I used to listen to them with her in her car when she'd give me rides home from school. That's so funny. But yeah, I remember getting the album for Christmas, and then like a couple weeks later, there was a camp reunion with a bunch of us that were in the same summer camp. And all right, Aaron's trashing it too. That's okay. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's okay. But the guy that I had a huge crush on, like, we just talked about the album. It was like so funny. And then I remember the same guy. He was a counselor. I was a camper. I had a crush on him in camp. Wound up coming into the bar where I worked for his bachelor party. And I knew who it was immediately. And I went up to him, like I danced my song and he and his friends were there. And I went up to him, I got my tip and I leaned over and I whispered in his ear, "You broke my heart when I was 13 years old." And I walked away and he had no idea who I was. And then when I found out that he was getting married at my dad's church by my dad the next day, it got even funnier. But it's just funny, like thinking about, because I'm trying to think what song it was now. Now I've got like too many memories going on in my head at once. It was "Born to Be My Baby," and when like I hear that song, I think of something that he said to me at the camp reunion, like kind of, how you are when you're like that goofy teenager crush, like you remember that kind of stuff. So let's see. Oh, okay. So there's a delay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought there was. I kind of feel like that every week. I try to slow down and like let the comments come in because I do feel like there's a delay, and that sucks. Okay. So Sissavarian said, "I'm afraid Bon Jovi did not make the cut for me either, but I remember that about 100 million other people felt differently from me with their dollars." Yes, absolutely. And I'm learning that being from New Jersey does not automatically make you a Bon Jovi fan either. So that's fair too. But yeah, I love that album. I love the Slippery When Wet album. I did see them play once, and it was good. It's a good show. They were touring for not my favorite album, so I would have rather heard some of the older stuff. But I'm not the Bon Jovi tour manager, so tough shit for me, right? All right, let's see. Our next one up for Smash or Trash is Big Guns by Skid Row. We are just hitting the Jersey hair bands. I love it. So Big Guns was on their first album, and I fell in love with Skid Row the second that they released that album. And one of my favorite Skid Row stories, I don't know if my brother and sister-in-law will remember this, but my teenage bedroom, you'd go in the bedroom and the closet door was here. And then right next to the closet door was a poster of Sebastian Bach, the singer of Skid Row. And it was pulled out of like Metal Edge magazine. It wasn't like a big poster, but it was hanging right there. And he was, shirtless in his leather pants and his long straight hair, making his Bach face that he did. And anytime my grandmother came over, I would catch her in my room looking at him. And she'd just go, "He's so cute." So I always think of my mom when I think of Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. Let's see here. I don't know what you're talking about. I saw someone today who looked like a homeless off version of the guy we know as Danish. Now I know what you're talking about. Okay, that's pretty funny. That's somebody that we knew from a bar a million years ago. And Lizzie does not know Skid Row. Okay, if you like that genre, check out the first album is really good. Yeah, I liked that song a lot. Uh, so Severian says, "What jar are you pulling these out of?" By the way, it's my Learning Go Go playlist that you get complimentary if you buy a personalized copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go Go. How a preacher's daughter pole danced her way to finding her true self. Um, yeah, and it's on Spotify and YouTube. So if you don't have Spotify, you can still get it. But it's just picking all hair bands tonight. There's a lot more variety on here. That's just what it's picking. But I remember, I don't know if you guys remember the band Extreme, but I got the Skid Row cassette and the Extreme cassette the same day, and I put them in my boombox on like the dual cassette player, and I just played the two of those albums into the ground. So the other funny story about Big Guns, okay, I don't know why we keep getting songs that remind me of people that passed, but Big Guns again came out, this album came out late 80s, probably like 88. So I was in middle school, and the guys, that I hung out with would call me Big Guns because I developed, I got them in middle school. They never got any bigger than that. But for middle school, they were they were pretty impressive. And the one guy that called me that passed away a few years ago too. So we got to stop getting those songs. But, just it's a funny memory of a time when you're feeling awkward and, everybody's teasing you. So I like that. Eric is trashing it, which, it's, if you're not feeling it, that's fair. It's not for everybody. Everything is not for everybody. I've been saying that a lot recently. I put that on a David Howard Thornton post recently. So that's cool. Okay, next song is The Diary of Jane by Breaking Benjamin. So you can pick whether it's the slowed down acoustic version or whether it's the harder version. This is the single version. I'm guessing that's the harder version. I don't want to play it and get in trouble. But yeah, I like Breaking Benjamin. They are from, the singer's originally from Ocean City, New Jersey, and grew up in Wilkes-Barre, PA. So kind of localish to me. And I love his voice. I've seen Breaking Benjamin multiple times live, and they just rock it. They are so good. And yes, you are right, sis. I bought that album from Sam Goody in our mall. 100%. Sam Goody was the shit. I miss that place. All right, Lizzie's giving it a smash. Awesome. I miss Sam Goody too. It was so good. Like just going in there and flipping through everything and finding new music and deciding if you wanted to buy something because it had a cool album cover, if it was something you never heard of. And then Severian says, I miss Listening Booth. It was cheaper. I don't remember Listening Booth. I remember Sam Goody, Music Land. Then there was Strawberries randomly. I think that was in the 90s. But I don't remember Listening Booth. That's interesting. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I uploaded something that I wish that no, I did not. Okay. Now, Listening Booth, I don't remember. Was that the name of the store or was that something in Sam Goody? Let's see. Oh, Eric is giving it a smash. Awesome. Yeah, like in the harder version, he's like, no! Like, that's like the best part. I love that. And Severian says, the internet sure killed that fun activity. Yes. And we used to go to South Street to go to Tower Records. I have been in that Tower Records a couple times. Super duper cool. I never went to South Street as a teenager because I was closer to New Hope, which kind of had the same stores that I wanted to go in that were closer, like the Zipperhead. I think South Street had Condom Nation and New Hope had Condom World. Yeah, but there was like the head shop and there was the record store and there, like it was kind of like South Street light. So that was a closer way for me to go get a similar experience. I'll put it that way. I used to love going around New Hope. It's not the same anymore. I haven't been there in a few years, but the last time I was there, it was a completely different vibe. Now it's more artsy for older people than it was like edgy for teenagers when I was in high school. So I should go back up again, see how it's doing now. Okay, Listening Booth was another chain. I don't remember Listening Booth. Let's see. And there were cops on horses at every corner. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would assume they still have the horseback. What do you call the cops on horses? All I'm thinking now is Half Baked when he fed the horse all the sugar and the horse was a diabetic and died and he was a cop killer. Butternuts. Anyway, all right, one more and then we will wrap up Smash or Trash because it is already 9:52. The hour flies with you guys. I love you guys. And again, thank you so much if you're hopping on with me tonight. I have so much fun talking with you guys. It is awesome. And you make my week. I love Wednesday nights when we get together. All right, so our last Smash or Trash of the evening is Walk This Way by Aerosmith. And this appears to be the original, not the Run DMC version. So, Smash or Trash, Walk This Way by Aerosmith. And it's funny because they were considered in the hair band genre because they had their resurgence in the 80s, even though they obviously have been around a whole lot longer than that. But they would be in Metal Edge magazine and, like all of those, is it like Ripper? And there's a bunch of metal magazines back in the day. And I found in a box in my basement that I still had a ton of old heavy metal magazines. And it was fun looking through and seeing all those bands I used to love. All right, Erica is giving it a smash. Shannon is giving it a smash. I love Aerosmith. Very sad that they had to kill the tour the way that they did. Lizzie's going to smash the version with Run DMC. That's what helped them with the resurgence because I saw this. I was watching a documentary about like hair metal, and they were talking about Aerosmith not wanting to do that. And they were like, nah, come on, it's MTV. You got to come back with something. And once they did that and got back into the view of not only their former fans, but a whole bunch of new fans, the MTV generation, then they just took off. And that's, like I did my plank this morning to Janie's Got a Gun. And, like they had all of those songs. And then the whole, when Liv Tyler figured out that Steven Tyler was her dad and was in all the videos with Alicia Silverstone, there was like all of these different steps to how they came about after their initial success. And then when this like second coming of Aerosmith happened, it's pretty cool. So Sissy says, trash so hard Oscar would be jealous. Brother Kim, Oscar would be jealous. I don't know what you mean, bro. Trash so hard Oscar would be jealous. Oh, Oscar the Grouch. I'm sorry. My brain did not pick up that at all. Okay, I got you now. All right. That's funny. I thought you liked Aerosmith. Maybe just not that song. Well, thank you for playing Smash or Trash with me this evening, which means it is time for one more game. And that should be in here. Let's see. All right, guys, it is time for Pick a Page. So somebody give me a page number between 1 and 306, and I will read a couple sentences from that page of my book. So I'm going to look in the comments. First up, Erica says, Dream On, I Love. That song is amazing. That's one of those songs that just gives me some kind of feelings. I love it. And the older I get, the more I relate to it. All right, Lizzie hopping in here with 287. Oh, Erica's got 77. That'll be nice. Lizzie has 287. I just dropped my bookmark. All right, so 287 is... might be like thank yous. No, it's not quite that far back. Okay. I have friends who are dominatrices. Thank you, Merriam-Webster. I didn't know the plural of dominatrix until just now. So bondage situations are not something I find shocking. And I'm going to stop there because my brother and sister are on this. So if you want to read the rest, definitely get your copy. that was 287. Erica's got 77, which is I see you, Sissy. All right, you're next. So 77 is it's human nature to take negative stuff to heart because it makes your heart hurt. But no matter how much you want to lash out at the negative and hurtful commenters, don't feed the trolls. That is exactly what they want. Learn to ignore the bullying. So that's some good general advice about when you post things on social media, because they're out there and sometimes it's people you don't expect it to be. And then you're like, oh, you're not the person that I thought you were all this time. So just some friendly advice. All right, 69, says my little sister. All right. Oh, and that's actually a chapter. Chapter 3 starts with 69, and the chapter is Don't Let Anyone Put Your Fire Out. It can take a long time to find your passion, but when you do, you need to make sure you stoke that fire inside of you and continue to make it grow into an unstoppable inferno. That's the first paragraph. So Lizzie says spicy. Yeah, all of a sudden I knew where that chapter was going, and I'm like, I'm gonna shut it. I'm gonna shut it now. So before I wrap this up, in my post, I told you guys that I have an announcement, and I'm super excited to share with all of you. I'm sure you've seen my post, but if not, I'm going to be in a mini series called the Red Huntress series, and we're going to be filming next week in Chicago. I'm going to be freezing my ass off in a sidsicle, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm allowed to say about my character. That's why I'm not sharing a whole lot about that. But the Red Huntress series is an indie project. So we are doing crowdfunding, and I have a Black Friday sale. So if you sponsor me in the sponsor and actor perk, you get a whole bunch of like really cool stuff. Let me bring it up real quick. I keep saying it and then like I forget what all the things are and I don't want to misspeak. So I'm going to, that's not the right, okay. I'm going to go to the Red Huntress page of Indiegogo.com, and then I can go to my perk. Okay. So if you sponsor me, you get a thank you. You get a Red Huntress t-shirt, an 11x17 signed poster, a signed Polaroid picture, a digital download of episode 2, a screen used personal item. I have no idea what that could be because I don't know exactly what I'll be using. And for the Black Friday sale, if you buy this perk, I will also send you a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self, and I will sign it and personalize it for you. And you will also get the free super cool bookmark, which is on my floor because it fell out of my book. But I'm excited to have my little Black Friday sale, and thank you to everybody who has already sponsored me. I'm super excited about this project, and I can't wait to go out and film it, even though, like I said, it's Chicago in December. I'm going to freeze my butt off, but it's going to be fun. So thank you. And all of you who hopped on with me tonight, you are the best. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving tomorrow, and that no matter how you spend it, just remember orange isn't your color. So no politics, no religion. Don't bring up things unless you don't have money to buy people Christmas presents. Then talk about that stuff all you want. So until next time, when life comes at you, you better take it head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from the world. Everybody else just sees a big ass. Love ya.